All right, remember my concerns about Apple doing this whole pixel binning thing that Android phones rarely get right? Yeah, I think we should start worrying and Android phones should start worrying. Because, yes, we get some new details of Apple's major changes that they plan to introduce with the camera of the iPhone 14 Pro. Even if there's no huge changes to the Galaxy Z Fold 4's design, we might be getting an important upgrade. And if you think the OPPO Find X5 Pro isn't enough for you, trust me, apparently there's something in the pipeline. I'm Jaime Rivera, and I think that April Fool's was enough for news to pretty much die down yesterday, but today that really changed. This is Pocketnow Daily. The not-so-official news today begin with Samsung and the Galaxy S22 series. Last month, we extensively covered the whole GOS scandal where the company was found throttling their phones, and it looks like now it's affecting sales as well. A new report from the Korea Times claims that the Galaxy S22 sales are falling due to the drama. And to make things worse, it also affects the value of the devices, meaning Sammy's carrier partners have opted to boost subsidies in order to keep the sales rolling. For example, some carriers are offering up to $410 for the S22 and S22 Plus, or $370 for the S21, whereas before they would go for around $124 at most. A Samsung spokesperson also talked about how the market is generally in a difficult situation, so they started raising subsidies on April 1st for the damage caused by the throttling issue. Of course, to some degree, this is just speculation, but once you get some officials pretty much confirming it, it's clear that some damage has been done. I mean, let's see how things evolve, as I honestly don't remember Apple going through the same thing with their battery throttling practices. Let's switch on to OPPO and the Find X series. It's been a little over a month since we got the Find X5 Pro, and it looks like they might be adding a new member to the family. We have a new leak from a Chinese tipster claiming that OPPO could be working on a more powerful version of this flagship dubbed the Find X5 Pro Plus. I know, I did not miss these names, but according to the leak, this variant could bring a 6.7-inch AMOLED E6 curved display with a Quad HD Plus resolution and adaptive refresh rate, along with some Gorilla Glass Victus protection. This one would also be powered by the Qualcomm Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 Plus, which is set to be announced in May, along with up to 16 gigs of RAM and half a terabyte of storage. We can also expect for it to bring a 5,000 mAh battery with support for 150-watt wired charging and 50-watt wireless charging. Yes, it could run ColorOS 12.1 out of the box, and when it comes to the price, apparently it'll start at around $1,100. We're not exactly sure about any camera upgrades at the moment, which typically make a Pro Plus a Pro Plus. We'll see how that goes. Moving on, let's switch back to Samsung, but now for the cool stuff when it comes to their foldables. I mean, just last week we talked about how we might be getting name changes with not much of a design change, but that might not be entirely true. According to a new report from Tech4Gamers, the Galaxy Fold 4 will be getting thinner and lighter as we're getting a new hinge. This new hinge will reduce the weight of the device and could even serve as a way to reduce costs for Sammy. The rest of the design won't be changing, as it looks like the same camera module and the same size. I mean, I don't know. We could need Zach to, tear it apart to see what other changes we're getting. But anyways, most of the other updates will be internal, as we're hearing a Qualcomm Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 Plus and a better under-display camera for the selfie shooter. Hey, technically this could even be the same technology Apple will be using for Face ID in the next 2 years, if you remember those rumors that we covered. But we'll just have to wait and see to the fall, though think about it, rumors are just going to ramp up. And finally, for the hottest news today, let's talk about Apple and the iPhone 14 series as we get new leaks for other interesting changes that we could be getting. First off, let's talk about the new cameras. A new report from Weibo reiterates that the Pro models will feature a 48 megapixel camera, and here's where things get interesting. See, usually bin pixels are less than a micron and then provide the extra real estate combined, but these are not that. The report says that each is 1.22 microns, which is already a massive leap in technology. For context, yes, even if they are less than the 1.68 microns that we currently get on the 13 Pro series, again, that's 48 megapixels at 1.22 versus 12 at 1.68. Once you do the math in the binning of 4 to 1, these things are just massive. This sensor is reportedly a Sony unit and will feature the face detection autofocus we've been getting ever since the iPhone 6 back in 2014. Now, when it comes to sensor size, we're hearing 1/1/3, which means a 21.2% increase over the previous model. We also got a couple of new tweets from Shrimp Apple Pro detailing some things from the CAD renders we got a couple of weeks ago. According to their calculations, the new bezels will be 20% thinner than the ones on the 13 Pro because now we get Face ID in an island. If you want me to get technical, the ones on the new Pro Max will be 1.95 millimeters in thickness compared to 2.42 for those bezels from the last generation. They also shared some calculations for the distance between the cutouts and whatnot, but for now it looks like the larger camera is a done deal, along with some other refinements. So anyways, for today's question, let us know, what are your thoughts on smartphone cameras and pixel binning? Because I wasn't really a fan, mainly because of the results on video, and also because I wouldn't necessarily see great or dramatic results. It was crazy to see iPhones do just as well or even better just by going larger microns, which is pretty much what we get with cameras like the Sony a7S III, which I currently use right now for this video, where that added real estate in the microns would just put in so much more light with less processing that you ended up with a great photo. But if you can get large microns and then larger microns with the binning, that's going to be a really compelling camera. But that's just me. Leave us a comment down below. We'd love to know your opinion. Friends, again, if you want to get the news earlier, follow us on Pocketnow.com and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this one. You can also follow us on social medias. Our extended coverage happens on Instagram, and follow me on my personal handles to see me debate the obvious after April Fools. Please give this video a thumbs up if you like what you saw. I'm Jaime Rivera. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you tomorrow.